Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. And maybe you're thinking you saw this video, 1,500 of you awesome viewers saw this video early. Well, it wasn't really supposed to be early. That's when it was originally planned, but our internet went out and I just, obstacle after obstacle lately, my friends. But thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. And so today we're going to be running through Gitcoin and their round 9 grant program and all the incredible stuff associated with this. We're going to talk about some serious, heavy, speculative, and hopefully incredibly lucrative. I'm talking like getting over 2 Ethereum for free, airdrops, as well as NFTs. Just like brief touch on NFTs and just some crazy things that are going on with non-fungible tokens, and they are on a very just parabolic trajectory. They're not going away. So how can we get involved? You know, how can we have fun? How can we utilize this tech? And hopefully, how can we have some money-making opportunities, right? Because a big part of this channel is earning passive income or simply just earning income. So with all that in mind, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So a couple of these things are going to be a recap. If you did see the stream earlier, sorry about that. Gitcoin. They've launched their, again, round 9. So basically every couple months they have a grant round and it goes for about 2 weeks. Sorry. It's killing me lately. So they had a $500,000 in matching. And in the matching pool, so basically they have a quadratic funding thing. So if 10 people donate to, say, this awesome grant by VoskCoin, if 10 people donate to that one, and then they all donate $10, and then one person donates $100 to the other one, the grant B, who they got the $100 donation, is going to be significantly lower in matching. Say it'll only get matched like $10 total. Whereas grant A, that had 10 people donate $10, it's not that it would get matched $10 10 times. It would probably be something like, say, $17 per donator 10 times. And that's like a very quick way of kind of how all that stuff works. But it's not just about the matching, but that is a really good way how your dollars can go much further for these projects. There's a lot of good, interesting, and fun, and also not good projects that are in the Gitcoin grant ecosystem here. So I encourage you to check out their grants. We got a link out below, learn more about it, and get involved if you'd like to do so. I also ask that, if you'd like to support us, literally $1 donation can make all the difference and will likely make you eligible for any of the airdrops. The rumors are that tons of projects are targeting grants from this round for airdrops because of the wild success that airdrops and their associated projects and their tokens in the previous grant round. I'm not saying this to try to encourage you to donate to both of them or anything like that, but the speculation is that you would need to donate to 2 to 3 grants to be eligible for some of the airdrops, and that you would also need to, there's different speculation that you would need to donate between, say, $5, $10, $20, $25, like a reasonable amount, but not just like one guy who donates one time $1. So, just throwing that out there for what it's worth. I don't want someone to donate and they only donate to one and they donate $1 and they miss out on a lucrative airdrop. So again, it's whatever you want to do. Just want to kind of put that out there. I know the gas fees are outrageous. It's certainly frustrating. We come over here, we add it to the cart. It is cheaper. It is cheaper if you donate Ethereum. Okay, 5 Ethereum is pretty wild. I should have changed that. Wow. They're gonna be like, hey, you can't do that. So let's say I go 1, and then you can include a donation to the ecosystem, right? And if you do standard checkout, so right now the gas fee would be $27, and if it was 0.001 ETH, it would still be about $27. It's cheaper to send Ethereum on Ethereum's blockchain than it is to send a ERC20 token or an Ethereum, token that lives on top of the chain. You can check out with ZK Sync, and it says right now you can save about 30% on gas fees. as opposed to with the standard checkout here. But previously, there's been some worries about using ZK Sync and then not being eligible for the airdrops. Just some things to keep in mind. One other note is that I donated through 2 different Metamask Ethereum wallets. And when I say that, so like say I had this one and then I had this one, right? I donated with 2 different wallets here on Gitcoin on the previous grant round, and they both received airdrops. So another thing to keep in mind, that's kind of called Sybil attacking, and it's sort of a bad thing to do, but you know, I just want to put that out there, and you do with that, like you do with that whatever you want to do. To get involved with all this stuff, you got to know what MetaMask is. Basically, it's a browser-based wallet for Ethereum, and you can also, and we have a video guide on this, and about to release a written guide, but you can also sync it with BSC mainnet. So you can use the Binance Smart Chain out of the same wallet using the same ETH address. Pretty cool stuff. But the most interesting part about MetaMask is that it's this gateway, right, to blockchain apps, dApps, DEXs, and all that stuff. So just to round out what Gitcoin is, right? So they have their quests, which is a super cool, fun way to learn about cryptocurrency. And when you complete quests, you get rewarded with NFTs. They're native programs, non-fungible tokens. Gitcoin, in essence, is kind of like Facebook plus Kickstarter, crypto style. So they have a town square, which is kind of like a Facebook sort of feed. They have all those other things on it. They have the grants that kind of serve as like crowdfunding, right? They also have hackathons and bounties, which are super cool and interesting because if you are a developer or you'd like to work on those skills, you can participate in this. Like Badger's put up almost 1,300 Badger worth over $60,000. It has never been more lucrative and more exciting and more fun to be a nerd. Be proud if you are a nerd because nerds are profitable and the right investment here in 2021. And again, it's not just that one. There's a bunch of different, things going on here, different opportunities. So I really invite you to check that out and learn more about that. Before we go further, I would like to thank this month's video sponsor. They've sponsored every video here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel during this period, and that would be Compass. Minewithcompass.com. You can buy Bitcoin miners with them. Their inventory is constantly changing, evolving, and growing. So they got like T17s over here with March 2021 delivery. You could grab one of those at this price, and the hosting would be in MBCA. And they also offer just simply connecting you with mining farms via co-location services. So link out in the video description below to learn more about all that stuff. So let's jump back to one of the biggest ways to try to become eligible for airdrops, right? Because that's been such a hot topic, one of the top questions we're getting lately. So one of the best things you can do is come over to snapshot.page. Unfortunately, I can't walk you through voting because there are no projects on here that have an active proposal that I have coins for so that I can vote. Unfortunately, I just, skimmed through them and checked. But you vote on snapshot.page. Doesn't cost you any gas fees or anything like that. You simply sign it. You sign the transaction in MetaMask, and it's that simple. So again, there's no gas fee, but when you sign that transaction, it's associated with your address. And when it's associated with that address, it basically puts you in a list. And this information can be pulled publicly, and many cryptocurrency projects airdrop to lists like that because people voting in the governance are active users. This is the most boring page to be on, though, right? They are. We'll go back over here, right? Little shameless plug, but people involved on Gitcoin, right? Donating to further develop open source projects, right? The Web3 aspect of crypto and just the internet. People vote or donating there. People voting on the governance, holding these different DeFi tokens, voting on the governance, which shows some sort of influence and care in the direction the project goes, even if that's just simply their own personal financial potential gains. They're involved with this stuff, right? And all of that kind of lends itself to, oh, who should we airdrop our tokens to decentralize some of our coins, right? Because they're not mineable, which mining is a form of decentralized distribution of your coins and tokens, yes. But these things aren't mineable. So how do you kind of get them out there? How do you decentralize it? And how do you do it in a semi-fair way that you kind of get them into the hands of people that hopefully would find them interesting and enjoy them and maybe participate with your project? It's things like this. And just because you get an airdrop of tokens that are valuable, like if they're worth almost Ethereum, which is a pretty wild airdrop, and that happened to the donors in the last grant round, you don't have to dump. Consider keeping the tokens, getting involved with their projects, staking them, or whatever function they have. It can be super fun, exciting, and just simply interesting, right? And most of this stuff is still revolving around the Ethereum blockchain, even though the gas fees have just been ridiculous. But notice this. Number 3, burning up fees in the last 3 hours is OpenSea. And what is OpenSea? It's an NFT, non-fungible token marketplace, further showing and solidifying just the rapid growth of this. We come down here, OpenSea registry is on the same top page as well. So important stuff, things to keep in mind. Another thing you should keep in mind is hitting the thumbs up if you're watching the video right now or after the fact, because our goal here is to get to over 500 likes. We got a little bit of room to climb, but hey, all we can do is try. So before we jump more into NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and just kind of so a couple other fun things I want to cover, and then we'll open up some AMA stuff. I do want to thank the real sponsor of today's video, and that would be SATT, sat-token.com. They claim to be the advertising cryptocurrency, and they claim to be the coin revolutionizing advertising transactions with blockchain. So you can head over to their site, connect. You can exchange SAT token on Uniswap as well as PancakeSwap, because they just launched on BSC, the Binance Smart Chain, because Ethereum gas fees are just so grossly painful and depressing and freaking frustrating. I get that. I absolutely get that. And so you'll often pay, they come down here, it's estimated that advertising transactions will cost a maximum of 12 cents. Whereas transaction fees breaking $25 previously, so it makes sense, whether people like it or not. BSC it has a lot of value in this market, right? But what is a little bit more about SAT? SAT, and again, what does SAT stand for, right? It's the Smart Advertising Transaction Token. And they launched a project that they claim is not only beneficial to the advertisers, but also the publishers and to the users who view these ads as well. And they claim that this will hopefully make a win situation for everyone that's involved. And so that makes me think this is, in essence, a competitor to the BAT token, Basic Attention Token. They had a successful ICO. Both of those projects did. And I thought that was going to bring me to their page. Anyway, but the SAT has a smart contract, and an advertiser can easily create, and I can't even speak tonight. An advertiser can easily create advertising campaigns whose conditions for participation and results will be stored in distributed, decentralized records. That's blockchain, baby. These ads will be searchable via dedicated APIs. This means that tampering with results will be extremely difficult. They have a Telegram group, t.me/sattoken. And right now they have over 4,500 members with 120 members online, which is still a relatively small Telegram group for a cryptocurrency project. Just one thing to keep in mind. Right now, when I was setting the stream up earlier, $100 or BUSD, which is Binance Peg stablecoin, it would have gotten you about 5,300 SAT tokens. Right now, that's already down to 4,800 or 48,000 SAT tokens. And you can take that for what you will. But I just think that's fun and interesting, and we can just go ahead and timestamp it here in just the history of YouTube. So please consider supporting our sponsors, even just clicking the link and checking out their site and seeing if the SAT token is for you. It's on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token, as well as the BSC Binance Smart Chain blockchain as a BEP20. So again, links out in the video description below. But let's talk waifus. What? So look at this. You see this, right? Maybe you see this and you get excited. Maybe you see this and you're like, gross. The fact of the matter is that this Wave Fusion commemorative NFT right now has a current bid price of 501 Ethereum. Okay. Do you know how much money that is? I would need more than that's $1 million. That's $1 million. Man, what a time. What a time to be alive. Do you know who Maren Altman is? We talked about her recently, and since then she has blown up. Not because we mentioned her, but this is this girl.
That empires only last 200 years. Not saying it's true or doctrine or anything, but it is a pattern that after about 200 years, nations, empires, countries tend to either have a revolution or crumble. The planet Pluto takes 248 years to orbit around the entire zodiac.
Planet
so
Pluto.
Right now, the United States is undergoing its Pluto return, where Pluto in the sky is returning to the location in the zodiac that it was at when the Declaration of Independence was signed.
Obviously.
And Pluto, being a planet of transformation, really intense death and rebirth, it's happening in the United States' second house of finance. This will be most exact February 2022, July, and December 2022, and finally October 2023. I'm looking at the December 2022 time in particular, and the October Station Direct. It's like a complete overhaul of the U.S. monetary system. I mean, this year's fiscal policy alone will have to be dealt with. It has repercussions. Devaluation of the dollar.
So basically, she makes like the agiho, or however you say it, face. She makes TikTok videos and lingerie, and she made a couple videos that were a total hit with the crypto community. And since then, she has seen that opportunity and just gone full-blown appeal to the crypto simps and nerds and all that stuff. But regardless of all that wildness, there is a commemorative NFT Wave Fusion NFT token here, basically based around her, that right now, the current price is about $1 million. And this is on OpenSea. This isn't some like weird, obscure site or anything like that. OpenSea is arguably it's the largest NFT marketplace, one of the most popular. The other most popular one would be Rari over here, Rari. I don't know. I read more than I listen to stuff personally. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna be launching some NFTs. It's not gonna be lame. It's not gonna be a cash grab or stuff like that. I want to make it fun. I want to make it interesting. I'm gonna make a video series, kind of highlighting this stuff, what it is, and how to create your own, and how to buy and sell them, and all of that. So, and that's a large part of what this, or not a large part. That's exactly what this grant is. This is just to help with the funding, because we're gonna burn up some serious Ethereum here on just doing all this stuff. Gas fees, baby, painful. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It's interesting. It's not. I would consider this absolutely intermediate level stuff, but I want to break it down. I want to slow it down. I want to walk everybody through this. And you can participate in all this NFT madness if you want to, or you cannot. But the fact of the matter is that LeBron James dunk recently sold for over $200,000. Yeah, that's not 20. That's not 2,000. That's $20,000. Yeah, And so Rob Gronkowski capitalizes on the NBA Top Shot craze and launches a collection of exclusive NFT cards. See, Gronk is a smart dude, and he gets tutties, baby. And that's fun, that's exciting, and you can see that like guys like him are going to propel this stuff further, higher, more mainstream than ever. And he's one of the most like forward thinking when it comes to this like kind of things in like the athlete space, right? And a lot of guys are going to follow suit after him. And he's buddies with Tom Brady and all that. So what happens when he's like, yo, Brady, you got to do this, bro. Even just do it for fun, man. And then Brady's like, I got more money than I could ever spend, but that sounds fun. I'm going to make some NFTs too. And before you know it, it goes all through there. The whole, football league, the NFL, and all the fans and everything like that. And just understand that like you're into cryptocurrency probably right now. Maybe you even already have Metamask set up. You are a league ahead. Like that? League, baby. You are a league ahead of the league. Okay? And how can you just not want to put yourself in a position to capitalize on that and just simply be like ahead of the curve? And it's not just about making money. It's about being involved, having fun, and just being like, yeah, NFT craze of 2021, 2022. I was there, man. I was there. You can be there too. We're going to be there together. And we're going to have, again, some fun content on that. We do a little Eli 5, right? What's the NFT? Basically, Info Muncher. That's a good name. Comes digital art. That person who buys an NFT art piece is actually buying the only verifiable version of that piece as minted by the artist. When an artist mints a work, it's at that point that all other copies are just that, copies. The monetary value, why can't I say value right? Value of that work is attached to the actual NFT connected to the blockchain. Let's get another Eli 5, right? So think about this. Digital collectibles in the past 30 years, everything moved from physical to the digital world. That form to fill in, online. Interactions with people, social networks. Cash, nah, eMag. What you mean to say is Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, bro, but I'll let it slide. Food orders, that's true. I used DoorDash today. One of the next big steps in this physical to digital transition is collectibles. What do you collect? Football cards. Well, that will be moved online. Not only online, but on the blockchain where you can verify ownership and follow transactions one by one. The same will be true for art pieces and many more. With everything circling around collectibles also going digital, it will be possible to flip, trade, buy, sell, mint new art or collectibles online. Definitely a space to keep an eye on or two. This was just 17 days ago. And Jeff down there is like, yo, both eyes, both hands in your wallet, probably. So just some stuff to keep in mind, right? So I'm not trying to shill this stuff or anything like that, right? But the simple fact of the matter is that like this is where things are heading. This is where it's going. Even though DeFi, decentralized finance, is kind of still all the rage, NFT is like the new craze, right? And it's going to kind of circle back, but hopefully NFTs are here to stay, and I see a lot of value in them. And I mean, you think about it from an artist point of view. You upload your art or whatever, or you try to make a website where you can't save it, but then people can just screenshot it. So I see the value, or see the point, right? But do I really want to go out there and collect these digital collectibles, right? I mean, it depends. I mean, like, kind of where do you stop in that regard? I think kind of collecting like pieces of a series, like a collection. I mean, there's NFT collections, right? And maybe just having one of those if it's very popular, or trying to collect a set or stuff like that. I think that's all, cool and exciting. But they're trying to push NFTs very far. But with the right companies and players getting behind them, I think it's interesting. there's eventually there needs to be some sort of process that just makes it a little bit more automatic and automated, and you give up a little bit of that decentralization, not your keys, not your coin situation, to where a novice who doesn't want to learn much about the intricacies of cryptocurrency, he doesn't want a private key, right, for his Metamask wallet or whatever he uses to interact with all this stuff. Um, with that, there's someone's gonna step in there and just be very profitable and really fill like a niche there, right? And that's kind of the bridge that needs to happen to really propel this. But I think getting in the position to benefit from that beforehand, it could be very lucrative, right? A big thing here that I think is really cool is that you can verify that you bought directly from an artist and the artist gets compensated, or you can track this token on the blockchain, right? And you can verify that it is an original and that's where it came from. And that's really cool. That's kind of my 2 cents on the matter. We'll see where it goes. I see the comment, maybe they'll make Pokemon NFTs. Well, those will be wildly, instantly popular. We've talked about this before, and not so much as a digital collectible, like in a trading card sense, but I would love to see NFTs integrated to all kinds of just gaming, right? You got like the Steam marketplace and you sell this skin for a character or this, item or whatever. And instead of just all of those being hosted on Steam server and who knows, anything can happen, you can verify your ownership of, oh, I've got one of 100 of these super rare World of Warcraft swords. And that makes it super awesome and valuable. And then I can send it to auction and, I can potentially, benefit from that, or even just verify that Blizzard, the creator of World of Warcraft, is not just making a bunch extra for no reason. Another thing is, imagine like if you played Pokemon way back in the day, right? You played Pokemon when you were a kid, and you catch your Mon, right? And with that, it's not just saved on your cartridge, but what would be really cool is it's connected to the blockchain. Someone's probably going to steal my idea. Well, that's probably why, Vosk. Someone's probably going to steal my idea. But you deal with all this stuff, and instead of just having your Pokemon or whatever characters associated with your game, then you can go ahead and leave them on the blockchain, right? And instead of my battery dying and my Pokemon Blue and my save, no longer being saved, it would all be verifiable on the blockchain and still maintain there and just be absolute. And however, they run that blockchain with proof of work or proof of stake, building those blocks and everything, it would all be baked into there. And I could fire up Pokemon Blue 20 years later, 30 years later, and I'll still have my sweet army with my funny nicknames that when I got Squirtle, I probably named him Tommy the Turtle. And, but, instead, it's not the case. But my point is simply that there's so much decentralized, or not even necessarily decentralized, but simply like blockchain value that is yet to be extracted and harnessed. But it's a combination of how do you accomplish that, one? How do you do it quickly? Because nobody wants their stuff to slow down. And at the end of the day, most people wouldn't actually care if their Pokemon were on the blockchain. I would. Maybe you watching this video would. But Jeff down the street, bro, he doesn't care. He just wants to play and he wants to battle his little buddies. He wants to do it as fast as possible. And if a blockchain slows it down, then that could be a problem. So maybe it's something like it syncs, on a slower rate, and a lot of the other actions kind of take place, maybe a side chain. I don't know. A lot of stuff here. A lot of different ways that this can all go. So let me know any questions you guys have, and then we're going to just go ahead and close out the stream. Please hit the thumbs up if you're watching right now. Appreciate you all you guys tuning in, especially since this is my second attempt to complete this stream. But imagine being the one NFT to a Japanese 6IV shiny ditto. Jodor, that would be a valuable thing. If anybody doesn't know, that's basically the best and coolest ditto for breeding. And breeding is how you make the most competitive Pokemon teams. But yeah, imagine all the Fortnite skins being an NFT and Epic Games got 5% of every sale. They'd make money off the product indefinitely, and that could kind of never be shut down. Another thing you kind of run into though is like, how do you truly have ownership of something in the form of an NFT with all these copyrights in place, right? They're like, well, I don't want you saying or doing anything associated with our Pokemon mascot Pikachu, right? Because Nintendo, specifically, who has a very large influence, I think they moved Pokemon's HQ into Nintendo HQ, if I recall. They have a huge influence there, and they have a huge reputation for just always sending out cease and desists, just lawyering up, being like, yo, you can't use our name. Yo, you can't do that. No. Stop that, or you owe us a lot of money. And I can understand, protecting your brand to an extent, but they have a reputation for just kind of doing stuff instantly and always going really far. So, NFT Tamagotchi-like pets. That's right. When ownership of a collectible is traded, the NFT would be sold or traded to the new owner to verify ownership. Yeah, guys, so let me know any last questions you have, and then we're going to go ahead and round out the stream. Please hit the thumbs up if you have not already. Software license keys are another potential NFT use case. That's a really good point. And that's kind of like, what an amazing way to decentralize Steam digital download game ownership, right? Because Steam bans me, screw me and the thousands of dollars I wasted on video games and in-game items on their platform. Same with like my Nintendo account. I'm on my little Switch Online and I digitally download some games. Oh, well, you did something bad, or we think you did, or it tripped our system. We're banning you. And it's like, oh, great. Well, can I have my money back for like the hundreds of dollars I spent on digital Switch games? And obviously the answer is going to be no, F you. But the big takeaway there, though, in that regard, is if you had an NFT associated with that, as long as there's some kind of digital download portal, you could connect with your MetaMask or NFT gaming mask or whatever. And you could verify that you have purchased this, or you have at least acquired this NFT, which would also allow you to trade digital software. And when you get that digital download for, say, Pokemon Sword or Shield, that's in your account. That's it. But if it was an NFT, you could be like, hey man, you want to buy my Pokemon Shield for $30? And you're like, yeah, all right, cool, send me that. Oh, gas fee's too high, sucks for you. But anyway, the point is, you say they buy it for $30, click, you send it to their account, their address, and now they own the NFT, and now they can play your Pokemon instead of it being stuck in your account forever. And I think that's an excellent point. And yeah. So, Big Paps, donate to both of the grants to get eligible. So you could donate to any grant on Gitcoin. I'm not trying to be misleading or anything like that. You could donate to any grants that are active in the Grant 9 to be eligible for potential airdrops. Obviously, I appreciate if you donate to our grants, even if it's just literally $1, $1 DAI, $1 USDC, a tiny bit of ETH. Anything is awesome and super supportive, and it helps huge with the matching. Like $1 could be worth $50 for us, which is huge, obviously. And so there's some speculation that you need to donate to 2 grants, or like 3, or maybe even 3 grants. And donating to the Gitcoin grant round 9 dev fund, I would assume also counts as simply donating towards a grant. So let's say like if you did both of our grants plus the dev fund, that would be 3 grants. There's some speculation on that. There's some speculation on dollar amounts, whether it's just like $5 to avoid people who only put $1, to do $10, $20, $25. $25 is normally like kind of like the max for participation, things like this. And there's a reason for that. It's to, one, get the people who are potentially more serious, more involved. Maybe they're fishing for whales and stuff like that. But it's also due to Sybil attacks. And Sybil attacks is basically if I made 5 accounts, right, and I donate one time from each account, and then that makes me eligible to collect 5 airdrops as one person, which it would be safe to assume most projects would want one airdrop to go to one person, not one airdrop goes to one person who donated 5 times, or I didn't say that right. Like say 5 people, they all donate once and they all get one airdrop each. Then Jeff over here donates 7 times with 7 different addresses. So he alone gets 7 airdrops, and boom, now he is a very large share in comparison to the other guys. And maybe they all even donated 7 times each, but they just used one address. And a lot of people view that as abuse and things like that. But, you know, just some things to keep in mind. STI Chick, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate the donation here and the donation there. That's super cool. And it's awesome to see you sticking around after the previous live stream. So appreciate you. Thank you for that. Any grants I can recommend beside my own? So we have a full video on Gitcoin. We got, I don't know why I can pull up the Facebook one, but I've got a full video on what Gitcoin is, how to use it, and I cover some of the good grants on there. In an upcoming video, I'm going to cover, I want to have some more information ready for you up front, but I want to also bring you some other grants that you should maybe consider donating to, in my opinion, that just kind of have good merit or good track record or working on something cool and stuff like that. But what I really like about this video, and it's kind of based around the name, is I really illustrate, or I try to, how you can turn your time into money with Gitcoin and their grant system. You don't need any money to set up a grant, just an idea and hopefully some work ethic. So just an opportunity if you want to, not what I wanted to do, if you want to get more involved or learn more about cryptocurrency and everything like that. So with all that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and round out the stream. If you guys have any last questions, please get them in there, and I'll answer them real quick, and then we will be signing off. Any word on some NFL NFTs? I mean, just, Gronk's launching his NFT line, and that's just going to bust open the floodgates. I think we're going to see a lot more after that. That's Daz Wright's idea. And then how to get the uni airdrop. Bro, you a little too late. You're going to be looking for the next airdrop. But Nicholas, man, I appreciate that. Even if there's no reason, I appreciate you and your donation. Again, I take that stuff serious. So again, thank you. So yeah, have a good one, Recon. Thanks for tuning in. Dust, what do you think about games that heavily use NFTs that are in development, like the Sandbox or Decentraland? I mean, Dust, I think it's interesting, but one key thing here is that you need not just NFTs, but actually a good and fun, interesting game, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're just speculative tokens, slightly gamified. Is ETH going to double by July? Hey, I don't know the future, brother, but if you want some of those BS channels that'll say stuff like that, there's a whole list of them. Sorry, man. I'd let you know the future if I could. Have you been looking into video games, NFTs for games like Miranda's with Gala games? I've been I'm a huge fan of gaming, obviously, and gamifying blockchain and NFTs and all that. So I'm trying to just kind of loosely keep up. But to be honest, a lot of these Ethereum gas fees have kind of really slowed me down and kind of stifled my interest in regard, because you just get burnt up on these fees. It sucks. It's miserable. There's probably going to be golf NFTs soon, says Justin Cabral. So what do I think about the future of Litecoin? I mean, really, what is there to think of? What does Litecoin do at this point? Like, what's the point? I don't hate Litecoin or anything necessarily, but it's just like so much more interesting and fun, exciting stuff going on. What I think of Cardano, I hate to be that guy, but I got a whole video talking about Cardano, what I think about it. So I think, you know, Cardano is interesting, and it's been a really good hold. So yeah, selling tweets as NFTs. I to be honest, I don't understand the value associated with that. The crazy thing is what about other people selling other people's tweets as NFTs? Now we got a problem. I don't have a comment on BTT at this moment, Doheny. I'm sorry, man. But I do appreciate the donation. HNT almost doubled today. That's exciting. I guess I really need to get this helium miner node video out there for you guys. Cameron Quinn, hey man, thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate you catching me live. By the way, guys, if you hit the I'm just reading someone saying donation in the chat. If you hit the bell and click notifications to always on, hopefully you will be notified when we go live and stuff like that. So with all that in mind and all that said, I just want to say thank you. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Let's pump the thumbs up to 500. Dreams of 1,000 thumbs up per video. That's always the goal. And again, thanks guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in.